In this video, the single most disturbing thing I have ever seen in my life. I wish I was exaggerating. I wish this was hyperbole, but it's not. And this is something that has a direct link to Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter. I called this at the time. In fact, let's quickly quote that tweet before we see why I'm having nightmares. The more ferociously mainstream media, big tech, social media, and government come at Elon Musk and Twitter, the more they reveal their agenda. It will be a bumpy but super important ride. Many people did not see, notice, or understand what was happening. They will now. Now, please be advised. The longer you watch this video, the more likely you are to become deeply unsettled, if not outright disturbed. Let me give you a quick taste of what I'm talking about.
Speaking of deranged, on Wednesday, the Department of Homeland Security,
speaking of billions,
announced a Disinformation Governance Board.
So let me get this straight. Elon Musk makes a bid for Twitter. Twitter attempts a poison pill, unsuccessful, ultimately accepting Elon's offer. Within days, the United States government sets up a Disinformation Governance Board. That's definitely a coincidence. That's not at all concerning. It's not like anyone would have predicted government taking actions relating to free speech, disinformation, and censorship as a direct result of Elon Musk's offer and successful acquisition bid to buy Twitter. So, yeah, there's definitely nothing to worry about, and you should probably stop watching this video right now before I really do give you nightmares for weeks, if not months or years to come. If you're ready, if you think you can handle it, let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. You still here? Okay, I tried to warn you. If you're ready, let's roll. First, I'm going to play a truly disturbing video, which I really wish was a convincing deepfake. Unfortunately, it's not. Of the recently appointed head of the government's Ministry of Truth. I think that's the name. What was it called? The Ministry of Truth? No, it was 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. No, what was it? Freedom is slavery? I can't remember exactly what it was. By the way, if you haven't read 1984 and Animal Farm, stop this video right now and do so. Seriously. I think they're free, available for Audible members, narrated by Stephen Fry. But anyway, you have to read these books. Such important context. If you don't say I didn't warn you. Again, I want to stress, this is real, and this is the head of the government's new disinformation, whatever the fuck, Ministry of Truth that has just been set up days after Elon Musk's successful bid to buy Twitter. That I definitely didn't tweet about ahead of time, suggesting that, you know, government, big tech, and many others may have a very intense reaction to this news. So I'm not sure why you're watching this video, because these things don't tie together. They've got nothing to do with each other. It's an absolute coincidence. Now let's watch this highly qualified head of the Ministry of Truth doing her best at causing incredible amounts of cringe while simultaneously inducing nightmares in people whose brains are functioning.
Pondering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation's origins are slightly less atrocious. It's how you hide a little lie. It's how you hide a little lie. It's how you hide a little lie. When Rudy Giuliani shared bad intel from Ukraine, or when TikTok influencers say COVID can cause pain. They're laundering disinfo, and we really should take note and not support their lies with our wallet, voice, or vote. Oh, information laundering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation's origin seems slightly less atrocious.
Holy f***. If you are not deeply disturbed by that, you know what? You probably wouldn't understand the explanation, so I won't even bother. By the way, in completely unrelated matters, shout out to North Korea. And if you thought that was the disturbing part, you ain't seen nothing yet. Now I'd like to play another clip from our same friend, the current head of the government's newly created Ministry of Truth, or whatever the name was. Remember, war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. Oh, and also 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
Famous or powerful, Barbara Streisand has it all, and I can do what she can do. So why is she rich, famous, and powerful, while I'm still stuck here singing Christmas songs for all of you? What does it take to be famous? once or twice, but the really big stars, they made it without it. Was Betty Davis pleasant? Well, I seriously doubt it, but she was rich. Everyone adored her and the world was at her feet, but she was a bitch. It's true. It's obvious that I have gotten nowhere being sweet.
Now, obviously, that was just some light entertainment. We certainly shouldn't read between the lines. That was all said in jest, and there was absolutely no grain of truth whatsoever. But, just for fun, let's recap exactly what we heard there. A song that glorified being rich, famous, and powerful, and then went on to point out that, gee, character singing has tried being nice, tried being good, hasn't really worked. And that line about who do I have to to become rich, famous, and powerful, which, I mean, obviously everyone has their own definition of rich, famous, and powerful. Some people may even consider a role at the head of the government's Ministry of Truth to tick many of those boxes, especially powerful and famous. And rich usually comes as a result of those things. That's got nothing to do with anything, and I just think we should really move on before you really think about that too much more. Oh, and in case you've already forgotten, remember, war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. And now I want to throw over to David Gigantic Sachs and the besties on the All In podcast for a short clip, maybe 3 minutes or so, detailing a little bit more about what the actual is going on and maybe why.
We interrupt this video for a very important message. Please do not forget that war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Truth.
That wasn't the right clip. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's try again.
Hey, speaking of deranged, on Wednesday, the Department of Homeland Security,
speaking of billions,
announced a Disinformation Governance Board. Disinformation Governance Board. According to the announcement, the board will immediately begin focusing on misinformation aimed at migrants at the U.S.-Mexican border. The board will be led by disinformation expert Nina Jankowicz. He has researched Russian misinformation tactics and online harassment. This is also the woman who sings show tunes on TikTok.
Please tell me what to do. Who do I fuck to be famous?
Here's what's going on here. So first of all, this woman claims to be an expert in disinformation. Let's evaluate that claim. She was an active pusher of the Steele dossier, which it turns out is disinformation for which people are now under indictment. She also was active in trying to censor the Hunter Biden laptop story, which, as it now turns out, was not disinformation. It was absolutely true, as acknowledged by the New York Times and the Washington Post. You would think that these blemishes on her record might disqualify her from being an expert on disinformation, but actually, in the view of the people who are hiring her, these are actually qualifications because they are not interested in the truth. The reason this department is set up and what they mean by disinformation is they have hired her to push partisan political points. That's what's going on here. That's what disinformation is. Now, it used to be that if you disagreed with somebody, you just say, listen, I disagree with you, or maybe you're an idiot, whatever, you're wrong. But now the way that these debates are set up and the way they work is they don't just say you're wrong or that's not true. They try to label you as disinformation so you can get you censored. And the point of hiring this disinformation czar is basically to censor basically to shut down the debate. That is basically the whole point of the censorship.
Do you think there's any timing here with Elon buying
Yes,
Twitter?
of course. There was a great tweet about this.
I mean, I love conspiracy sacks, by the way.
Well, I don't think it's conspiracy theory. There was a great tweet about this that we live in a future where it's like a mashup of George Orwell and Ayn Rand. Because here you have, Elon Musk, the heroic lone entrepreneur trying to rescue freedom of speech. At the same time, you have this Orwellian Ministry of Truth being created by the federal government. So, I mean,
no awareness of naming. Yeah.
It's just bizarre. But the disturbing thing about it is
Disinformation Governance Board is such a dystopian name.
The thing about it that's a little bit scary here, I know you play the video of her doing show tunes and it seems sort of silly, but the thing that's scary is that this is under the Homeland Security Department.
That's another weird wrinkle. Why is that there? Yeah.
It's the most militarized department in our government. So it's really scary to put the Ministry of Truth under the department that has all the soldiers
Ministry
and all the
of
weapons.
Truth is not the name of it, but it's close.
Pretty darn close. Now, why is it there? I'll tell you why. Because this was built up to. There was a
Ministry of Truth. Shout out George Orwell.
A couple of months ago, there's a news story that we might have covered on this pod, where the Homeland Security Department redefined disinformation to comprise, they said it represented an escalation of the terror threat level. So in other words, they basically said that disinformation was tantamount to terrorism. Remember that? Didn't we talk about that? This is the payoff to that. First, they basically define the other side as being disinformation of the debate, as being disinformation. Then they define disinformation as basically terrorism. Then they have the Homeland Security Department, which is supposed to be responsible for terrorism, create this Ministry of Truth. This is what's going on here.
It's really weird.
Not weird, certainly horrifying, deeply unsettling, troubling, disturbing, but entirely predictable, as that idiot with 3 first names has proven with a tweet days before this very announcement of the government's Ministry of Truth, or whatever the f*** it's called. You guys and girls understand how deep the rabbit hole goes? Seriously? You understand what's happening right now? Big tech, government, the mainstream media, almost without exception, social media, and of course the brain-dead morons in Hollywood who live in their own bubble and, whatever the current thing is they definitely are behind, are all pushing back with an incredible intensity against the idea of this terrible billionaire Elon Musk trying to allow people to freely express their thoughts, opinions, and ideas. Now, I do understand that to some folks watching this video, you're having trouble hearing my words. I understand if your ears are surrounded by your rectum, it's difficult to hear. Perhaps removing your head from your ass just temporarily may allow you to go, hang on a minute. Despite the fact that my gut tells me this guy is an absolute lunatic, a crazy conspiracy theorist, and I should have unsubscribed from this YouTube channel a long time ago, it is a little bit unusual that, he might tweet about something before it happened, intense pushback from government, big tech, mainstream media, and so on, and then, sure enough, just like he called Tesla ahead of time and many other things as well, he seems to have predicted the future once again. Now, I'm not here to pat myself on the back. The point is, if you're somebody who's having an adverse reaction to what's in this video, you're freaking the fuck out, you think I'm insane, I'm crazy, like right-wing, I'm just losing your mind, you may in fact be having the exact same experience as somebody who's currently short Tesla stock does when they watch this channel and I start talking about Tesla, their unassailable lead, and their dominance. Or I may be completely mad and totally wrong in this case. Here's the bottom line. If you're a Tesla stock investor, this is especially important. Elon Musk and all of his companies, especially the public traded one, known as Tesla, are going to be under siege for months, if not years to come, from the extremely corrupt mainstream media, many parts of academia, many on the political left within the United States, aka many but not all Democrats, Hollywood celebrities who don't know the first fucking thing about the real world but certainly need to share their opinions because they're really scared of not pleasing every single human on the planet. Remember, in Hollywood, dissenting opinions are disallowed. The attacks will also come from big tech, social media, and many, if not most, of the world's billionaires who all for some strange reason seem to think almost identically. Again, some strange reason. It's almost like having a dissenting opinion and a 3 common net worth is just not allowed. So heed my warning. Pay attention to what's going on, even if you think I'm completely mad. But more important than that, understand Elon Musk and Tesla will be under siege. There's going to be a ton of FUD, misinformation, hit pieces, attacks on Elon's character, his values, lies about his past. You name it, we'll see it. And the less you want to believe this, the more closely you should be paying attention. And just finally,
war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Truth.
What is this shit that they just keep shoving down our throats? Anyway, what I was going to say was don't forget to sign up to Patreon with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment. Brand new Q&A has just dropped and I have a fire video dropping in the next few days. Stay tuned for that one. Definitely something that would get me cancelled if I shared it here on YouTube. So, see you over there. I'm Steve from Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.